Last night on live TV, Edwin Sifuna said something big, something that could change the next election in Kenya. He said, if Raila keeps his 2022 votes and Gachagua takes Mount Kenya votes from Ruto, Raila becomes president. That one line says a lot. It means Gachagua, the man they don't like, could help make Raila president. But then Sifuna said something strange. He said that he doesn't care where Gachagua takes those votes. So why not? If those votes are so important, why pretend they don't matter? Let's break it down. So this is exactly what Sifuna said.
My view of Gachagua as in terms of value proposition. The value proposition for Gachagua, for me, from an ODM perspective, is that he is taking away votes that helped beat us in 2022.
That's a big deal, because Ruto won the last election with Mount Kenya votes.
Take William Ruto's last elections. Assuming we are doing tribal numbers, around 54% of his voters came from Mount Kenya region.
54%
of his voters.
Mount Kenya kwingi hivyo.
Without Mount Kenya, he can't win that.
To provide a challenge to replace those votes, he must get the rest of the country, all of it, behind him. Yeah. Without the rest of the country behind him, and he has lost his main anchor, it's a done deal.
And guess who has now successfully turned Mount Kenya against Ruto? Rigathi Gachagua.
I mobilized 4 million people from this mountain to make you president. I'll mobilize 8 million people from this community to send you home.
Gachagua is telling the people in the mountain that Ruto has failed them.
We are the drivers of the Kenyan economy. Since William Ruto declared war on the mountain, the economy is almost collapsing because people have stopped paying taxes, people have stopped investing, they are waiting for a new government. The way you are holding your money here, that is what people are doing in Kenya.
And that is exactly what Sifuna and the whole team in ODM want him to continue doing. Because if Gachagua takes those votes away, Raila wins easily.
Would you support a Raila Odinga candidate?
100%. 100%. Why would I not? 100%. And I think we would win that election. We would win that election. Because of the math that we have discussed here. And you will agree with me. All we need, Yvonne, is all the votes we got in 2022. Here too. And that is something that can be done.
But then Sifuna said this.
For as long as he's taking away votes from Ruto, I don't care where he takes them.
Really? He just said that Gachagua could help Raila win. And now he says he doesn't care? That doesn't make sense.
If Yvonne, Raila Odinga were to get the exact same number of votes that he got in 2022 in 2027, and William Ruto loses Mount Kenya, Raila Odinga will be president. That's how I see it as SG.
Here is the truth. ODM wants Gachagua to break Ruto's base, but they don't want to thank him or even work with him.
Former Deputy President Gachagua?
He is impeached. He cannot run. I don't understand why people talk about him as a viable candidate. The Constitution says once you are impeached, you cannot run.
As kingmaker? Is he someone you would work with?
They want the help, not the helper. They want the votes, but not the man who brings them. Gachagua is doing their work, but they treat him like garbage.
I don't know about kingmaker.
Now, let's talk about the word they always use, tribalist.
So you all know he's a tribalist, right? That's the reason why we impeached him, right? So how many times do you want us to impeach him?
They say Gachagua only talks about Kikuyus.
He's reviving Gema, fighting for Kenyans.
That he doesn't think about the whole country.
Have you heard Gachagua in Nyanza, South Nyanza, Homa Bay, talking about what this man saying he was protecting Kenyans? Gachagua was protecting Mulima. That was his undoing.
But for a minute, let's be honest. Every Kenyan politician speaks for their people. Raila stands for the Luos.
One seme. Josemegi. Ginjomage.
Ruto stands for the Kalenjins.
For the whole of Kitale. The Luyas, the Kisis, many of the Kalenjin subtribes who are there today will have to move out because that land ancestrally belonged to the Pokot, the Cherangani, the Sengwer, and the Sabaot.
And Kalonzo stands for the Kambas.
First of all, we didn't even get your name. Thank you, Kennedy Mureithi. That name betrays it all. Absolutely. Thank you. I have nothing else to say.
The only difference is that Gachagua says it in public. The others do it in private.
If you listen to what even, for instance, the former deputy president talks about, and he pushes very strongly the Kikuyu agenda. And we complain when he pushes the Kikuyu agenda. At least he's being very honest that this country is a very ethnic.
They all play the tribal game, but they don't want you to see it. Gachagua is honest about it.
This is a community that is responsible for the growth of the Kenyan economy. And that is why you are successful here, because that's the way we were born. We are very aggressive people. We are very enterprising. We are very outgoing.
And that scares them.
Raising your community and organizing your only one community cannot make you a president.
Sifuna went ahead to say something else.
Fred Matiang'i has his faults, but if he's going to help us remove William Ruto, so be it. So be it.
That means he'd be okay if Matiang'i became president. Even though Matiang'i has been blamed for police violence, even though people really suffered when he was in power. But Sifuna says,
if he's going to help us remove William Ruto, so be it. So be it.
So let me ask, if they can forgive Matiang'i, why not Gachagua?
You cannot become the president of Kenya by rotating around one mountain. Just rotating around one mountain, unaamuka mlima.
Gachagua is not perfect, but has he done worse than Matiang'i? The truth is simple. Matiang'i plays by the rules. Gachagua doesn't, and that's what they hate.
Sasa kutoka hapo sasa kikaumana kati ya mimi na yeye. Sasa tutakuwa tuongei, tunaongea na message. Akitaka kuniambia kitu na mimi namjibu.
Gachagua won't kneel. He speaks loud. He's simply not easy to control.
Tukiwa mkutano yeye akinitukana, mimi namtukana. Sindio?
So now you know how they are thinking. How they are using Gachagua to shake down Mount Kenya. How they are silently celebrating as Gachagua takes Mount Kenya away from William Ruto. But you know their secret agenda. They want to use that as a way to put Raila in State House. But the question is simple. What happens to the Mount Kenya people once Raila becomes president? Because Gachagua will have taken them away from Ruto, but the ODM fellas don't want Gachagua. Does that leave them fatherless?
When I realized that Ruto wanted to repeat what happened in 2007, he wanted to unite 40 versus 1, like it happened in 2007. When I realized that, I moved very fast.
You see, ODM will call him names. They'll say he's tribal. They'll pretend that he doesn't matter. But behind closed doors, they know he's doing their dirty work for them.
I'll mobilize 8 million people from this community to send you home.
And they know who he's fighting for. That's the simple truth.
Fred Matiang'i has his faults, but if he's going to help us remove William Ruto, so be it. So be it.
Now you can clearly see the double standard. You can clearly see the lies. But Kenyans must know the real story. Because as Sifuna said, in 2027, we are not going to be electing angels. But the bare minimum we are going to be accepting is truth. And right now, the truth is Gachagua is more powerful than they want you to know.
I'm a front runner, and I think I have the best chances to be president.
The truth is also that they want to use him and dump him. The question is, does he see that game and what is he planning? Subscribe.
Edwin Sifuna, nimekutolea kofia, salute kwako. Nani kama wewe? Umeongea venye watu wengi wa ODM, chenye roho ya watu wa ODM wanafikiria na hawasemi. Tunasema tuko kwa serikali gani? How do we support William Ruto? The priority will be to take William Ruto home. Look at the people that are being confronted. At watu wako kwa serikali, ministers. What option did Oparanya have? Oparanya with the still career in the public sector, a minister, an MP, a governor, ameserve governor yake imeisha 10 years. Alikuwa na option gani? Kama baba ameangusha kura. Joho, what option did Joho have? Joho amefanya governor 10 years, amefanya ubunge, amemaliza. What option did Ali Hassan Joho have? John Mbadi, a nominated MP, alikuwa na option gani? Kwa hivyo kwenda kwa serikali ya William Ruto was to salvage their career. To them, they have achieved. But sisi yao sasa sisi tuko kwa serikali namna gani? Watu wanapiga kelele. Hii chama ya ODM wakati iliundwa 2005 kama wengi wetu tuko shuleni. Chama chenye tumejua ni chama cha ODM. Na wakati tunaingia ODM, kila mtu alijua the main reason why political parties are formed is to get leadership, to get power. That's why ODM was formed. However, power does not necessarily mean to be gotten through a single individual.